What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and as you can see right here, we're going to be pulling your comments, whether they're questions or just statements like his, and making videos out of them. Ironically enough, I was going to make a video about Tua's extension regardless, so here it is. So Tua is in line for an extension, and Chris Grier in today's press conference did say that, hey, I want Tua to be here for a long term and playing at a high level. Now, to me, that was a little non-committal on trying to get him an extension this offseason. That was probably like, look, if the deal is right, then it's right. And I couldn't agree more with that kind of statement. But like Mr. Steve here, let Tua play out his 5th year. Do not extend him. His year-end stats don't mean anything. Get better or get gone. I substituted anything for, and I can understand this statement. I can. A lot of people blame Tua for the year-end collapse. A lot of people are saying that he can't come up in the clutch. Had an opportunity at the end of the Bills game, threw an interception. I didn't like the play call. I don't blame that particular play on Tua. Now, the play before that, he threw a jump ball to a 5'0" Tyreek Hill and had Achane open underneath. Probably could have had the first down. Going on to the next game against the Chiefs, the play calling, the game plan, everything was horrendous. I hated it from beginning to end. Just horrible. And honestly, I can't say I disagree completely with Steve here, but also with what Grier was talking about, kind of like what I took away was, if the price is right, if there's a price with Tua between 35 to 40 million, maybe 45 million. 45 is probably the max I'd go this offseason. We know the other quarterbacks in his class, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, and probably Jordan Love, are all getting massive extensions that are going to be in the area of 50+ million. Well, 3 of the 4 already got their extension, but Love is probably going to get a massive extension like that as well. Tua, look, I like him a lot. I really, really do. And I've been defending him since day one. It's getting a little tiring defending him. You go out there and you watch CJ Stroud. You go out there and watch Jordan Love, and just the arm talent that they have is so amazing, and how they make throws look so effortless at times. And I know him being a lefty makes some of the throws look a little bit harder than they actually are. If you flip it's funny, if you flip it and make him look like he's throwing it righty, it looks effortless as well. But it's so fun to watch those guys, and to watch how their coaching staff just lets them play, lets them go out there and make plays. And it seemed this year that I said it earlier. I think Tua played better last year with the concussions than he did this year, and I think this year they try to protect him a little bit too much, get the ball out of his hand faster, do all these motions, all these screens, all these outside zone run plays, and it worked for the majority of the season, and it worked really well against bad teams. However, when it came to good teams, we didn't adjust. We didn't do anything that let Tua unleash, and we saw him unleash last year. Like we saw him in the Ravens game at the beginning of last year. We saw him gunslinging against the Bengals before he left that game with a concussion. Like, Tua has the ability to go out there and gunsling, and we've just protected him too much. And I'm hoping that is a point of emphasis this offseason, is try to kind of find that happy medium. Like, yeah, let's protect our franchise quarterback, but let's not hinder this offense and this team trying to protect him that much. And that being said, if things don't change next year, you're probably looking at a new head coach. You're probably looking at a new quarterback. And you don't want to be stuck in the cap hell that the Giants are in right now. that the Broncos are in right now, that the Saints are in right now. They all have veteran quarterbacks that are making a ton of money that just aren't playing well. Now, Russ was playing well, but him and Sean Payton just don't get along whatsoever, so I don't see that relationship being there. But if nothing changes and Mike McDaniel doesn't get any better next year, you're looking at probably a new head coach. And I love Mike McDaniel. He has his faults. You know, he's not a rah-rah type of guy. He does have the love of the locker room. Everybody loves that dude. He's not a rah-rah guy. And his play calling has been suspect. His game plans have been suspect. His lack of adjustments against good teams has been suspect. If things don't go well next year, you're looking at a new head coach, you're looking at a new quarterback, and you don't want to be tied to that contract. It's going to be a lot harder to trade. People are going to want to give you a 7th round pick for him. So I don't necessarily disagree with Steve. Let him play out his 5th year. If the price is right, though, if the price is between 35 to 40 to 45 million, I'd probably take that deal over a 4-year, maybe 5-year period if the guaranteed money is correct. Because he statistically is a top 5 quarterback. To me, he's somewhere between 7 and 10, but statistically he is up there, top 5 quarterback. Led the league in completion percentage, or tied for top 5 in completion percentage. Led the league in passing yards. Touchdowns, he was among top 5. Like almost every statistical category, he was top 5, and obviously led the league in passing yards. And to put up 7 points in the most important game of your career, how much of that is coaching? How much of that is quarterback play? I gotta put 80-20 coaching. That's just what I saw when I watched the All 22. And if you guys want to watch the All 22 on NFL.com, maybe have a glass of whiskey next to you. Don't drink and drive. Yeah, it was rough out there. But all this really just to say that I want this spot in Miami to be an attractive spot for a head coach if next year happens to not go any better. I want this to be a spot, that people are excited to go to. Like, look, they have a GM that puts together an amazing roster. They have an owner that is not afraid to spend money and put the best things out there on the field for your team and your fans. I want this to be an attractive spot just in case, because I don't want to go through another 5 years of rebuilding. I don't want to start from scratch again. And I think if we have to start from scratch again, Greer may be gone. And I like Greer. I think he's put together a fantastic roster. A lot of people criticize his draft classes and stuff like that. Look, Eric Ezukama didn't do much last year, and then this year he had that neck injury, which, by the way, is not career ending. He should be fine next year. Just kind of ran out of spots to bring him back. But yeah, he looked good at the beginning of this year. We used him everywhere on the field, in the backfield, as a tight end, as a wideout. He drew that critical pass interference call to end the second half of the first half of the Chargers game to begin the season. And right now he is our biggest receiver. You go on, we missed a 1st round pick because of the Tom Brady thing. And now we're missing a 3rd round pick this year because of the Tom Brady thing. We traded our other 3rd round pick for Jalen Ramsey. Achane turned out to be a stud. Cam Smith looked really good in camp, but Vic Fangio, notoriously over his entire career, he doesn't like to play the young guys. So we don't know how that's going to work out. The rest of the class, Elijah Higgins looks good, but he looks good on the Cardinals. I want this to be an attractive spot. So for that, I don't disagree with Steve, but I also say if the price is right, gotta extend him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and drop any other off-season questions you might have in the comments below. We're going to try to get as many videos out for y'all as possible, answer as many questions as possible. Don't forget, you could be like Steve here and be featured on one of our videos. All right, now, thank you. Deuces.